but I never left my core. You're right, Rowena. I am a storyteller. And right now, I'm deciding not to do a speech. I'm going to tell you stories. My journey has not been easy. Has not been easy. Pero, waray ako pagtuduy umatras. I was always exposed to a mother and to a father who never complained. Ang nanay ko was a public school teacher for 42 years, 11 months and 2 days, or 41 years, 11 months and 2 days. Nagtugto ang nanay ko in grade 1. She was assigned to the remotest places in Eastern Samar until she was assigned to Borongan. And akong amay, Obrador and Bus, that plied the route of Borongan to Catbalogan and then eventually Borongan to Tacloban. I was familiar with Tacloban. It had always been a dream to come to Tacloban, but that's going ahead of the story. In my journey, there were times when, yes, I wanted to give up. Pero permi ako nagbabalon in mga istorya. In mga istorya nga I would always draw inspiration from when I would weaken. Sa seminaryo pala, nag-aaral ako, I started my love affair with books. So, I go to my books. I go to the stories of the books I've read. Every time I'd get lost, I'd get confused, I wouldn't know how to move forward. The days when I wanted to go back home to Borongan and just surrender, I would go to some of these stories. Let me start with a story from the Anaclets of Confucius that comes to mind right now. May kwento din yung libro about a king, a powerful king, who wanted to be able to answer fundamental questions. Who is the most important person? What is the most important thing? And when is the most important time to do this thing? Intawag niya ni Court ang iyang mga ministers because he wanted to get the answer. He was not happy with the answers. So one night, he started to travel incognito. He pretended to be an ordinary man. As a matter of fact, he pretended to be a poor man. So he walked until he reached the forest and saw a simple house of another old man. And he said, "Can I spend the night with you?" And he did. In the middle of the night, nagising ang hari because there was a ruckus, there was a fracas outside. He peeped through the window and saw a blooded man who was asking the old man if he could enter his house and hide for a short while. Without questions, the old man said, "Come in." Minutes later, there were men who dropped by the house, came by the house, and asked the old man, "Did you see a blooded man coming by your house?" And the old man said, "No, nobody's inside my house, I'm alone." And the men left the house. The following morning, over breakfast, the blooded man had left. Siring Hanhadi, who was dressed like a commoner. What was that? Didn't you realize that you put yourself in danger? You didn't even know that man, and you allowed him to retire, to hide in your house. And then the old man told the king, "In my life, I have learned," according to the old man, "that the most important person in the world is the person in front of you. The person who needs help. And the best thing to do in this world and in this life is to help him. And the best time to do it is now." I am here today. I am here today because you graduates, parents, guardians, siblings are the most important people in the world. If I can help you a bit with my stories, I offer you my stories. And the right time to do it is now. From the bottom of my heart, congratulations, mabuhay kayong lahat. Because that journey has never been easy. But you deserve the biggest round of applause. Di rin pa ako nagtitika. was just listening to the speech, and there's a story about the great Oprah Winfrey. One morning, in her grand mansion in California, she was having breakfast. She was sipping coffee. And as she was standing and humming a religious spiritual song, nakita hiyahin mga kahoy outside the window of her kitchen. Sitting niya, nagbilang. She started to count. And she said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And she said, Lord, thank you. Because that's exactly what I dreamed for. I've always wanted to have trees in my backyard. It was a dream. Remember, Oprah grew up in very, very humble beginnings. She grew up with a grandmother. She was raped at 14. She aborted a baby when she was 13. What a life. What a life. And then she said, Lord, thank you. And she decided to walk outside the porch of her kitchen. And outside, she wanted to take a closer look at the trees. And you know what she found out? She didn't have 6 trees. She had a forest. In the porch, she knelt. And she said, God, I accept your gift. Why do I talk about dreams? Because that's where you are today. It may be today, maybe a commencement exercise. But today is another opportunity and another chance to begin a new dream. Dream on. And dream about the things that you're not familiar with. Go to places that you are uncertain of. Dito yung mga lugar kung nadiin kinukulba ka. Go to places that make you afraid, because that is where magic begins. And that is where God resides. And bata pa ako, Itatay wanted me to be a lawyer, Raymond. He wanted me to be a lawyer because I spoke too much. Maaramin ko judge delandal. Sobra akong madaldal. Nanay wanted me to be an accountant because Nanay had this sense that if I became an accountant, I would work for PNB and eventually I would own PNB. Ang kasi ni Nanay, kapag trabaho ako PNB, ang magiging tag-aiya ako ang PNB. And the most important reason why my parents wanted me to be a lawyer and a CPA, because they wanted that placard outside the house, EUGENIO R. ABUNDA Jr., CPA lawyer or attorney or something. They wanted it so badly. Unfortunately, I didn't become a lawyer. Unfortunately, I didn't become an accountant. I became a pole dancer. Those were the dreams of my parents. When my father passed on, life changed. And my dreams evolved. I didn't know what I wanted to be. And that's not bad. If you don't know what you want, it's okay. If your dream is not written on the wall, it is okay. God will help you realize what it is in His time. Tatay passed away. My father died inside a taxi cab in the arms of his loving mother on the way to San Juan de Dios Hospital in Manila. We were so poor. It took us hours to retrieve the body of my father because we couldn't pay the hospital. Right then, I promised. And I said, as very young, this is not going to happen anymore. If anybody asks me about my dream, I'm going to say, my dream is to be able to provide the best life I can for my mother. I will be able to provide the best life for my family, whatever it is, Lord. And that is the dream. I moved on and moved forward. I moved on and moved forward using that dream as a compass. Manila can be wild. Manila is a razzmatazz. Manila can be confusing to a provinciano boy coming from a remote area in this country, in this archipelago. What are dreams for? I want to be a lawyer. I want to be an accountant. I want to be a doctor. That's fine. I want to be a teacher. I want to be a judge. I want to be a priest. A dream is a compass. When somebody comes to me or came to me during that time and said, "Kanaboy, iriglong kita. You know, I grew up in a street in Borongan na factory had tubak. But I never learned how to drink. Pag nasa rin, kada tabi kita hinkuan, sigarilyo, whatever, or marijuana, my compass was always, if I do it, will it bring me closer to my dream? If the answer is no, use that power to say no. If that thing you're going to do, if that thing you're going to say is not going to bring you closer to your dream, don't do it. You have the power to say no. I'm not going to do it because it's not going to bring me closer to my dream. Kanina, sinaring ako, na walay edad, walay deadline, pangarap. Today, I have new dreams. I was telling Dr. Irwin, I just finished my first teaching at the University of Hong Kong last weekend. I am teaching fundamentals in public speaking because that is my new dream. I want to be able to build a small school called the ABUNDA Public Speaking School. It's a dream. And I have no doubt in my heart that God will make it happen. So today, if you have other dreams, go on. Go on. Because as Oprah realized, our dreams will always be smaller than the dreams of God for me and for you. Let me go to another lady. Her name is Patti LaBelle. Patti LaBelle is one of the greatest Afro-American singers in the world. She was also the first singer in the history of American music who was given the chance to do a concert at the famed Carnegie Hall in New York. No black woman was ever given a chance to sing in that hall. And one day, she got a note that said, "Patti LaBelle, you are honored by the Carnegie Hall. You can perform with the New York Philharmonic Orchestra." First woman to perform at Carnegie Hall. She worked hard, rehearsed, because she wanted to deliver the performance of her life. She wanted to do the best performance of her life. Patti LaBelle comes from a family of women. There were 4 sisters and a mother, and most of them died before 54 because of breast cancer. When she was rehearsing for the Carnegie concert, she got a call from her youngest sister, Jackie. Sabi ni Jackie, ang kanyang kapatid na niya bugto, "Patti, I'm in the hospital in Philadelphia. Can you come down and make me your egg sandwich? I'm craving for your sandwich." Patti LaBelle is a famous chef while she performs on stage. And Patti LaBelle said, "Jackie, just give me a few days because in exactly 3 days, I'm going to go on stage at Carnegie Hall and I'm going to do a performance of my life because nobody has been given a chance to perform on that stage of the Carnegie Hall. After my concert, I'll go to Philadelphia and I'll make you all the egg sandwiches you need." And Jackie said, "Okay, girl, I shall be waiting for you." The concert happened and Patti LaBelle was doing the most brilliant performance of her life. After her 5th song, she got a note. She got a note. And she said, and that note said, Jackie had died. She went center stage and announced to everyone, "Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for sharing this important moment with me. But I apologize and I'm sorry I cannot continue with the concert because my youngest sister, Jackie, just passed away. I am overwhelmed with emotions and guilt because I could not be with her. You can go to the box office and refund your tickets and we'll announce new dates of the concert." But Patti LaBelle said, "Before you go, I have a very important message for all of you that I'd like to share with you that I learned today, that I'd like to share with you, graduates, today." She said, "Whoever you're with, whoever you're going home to, who supported you, whoever supported you, to school, going to school, whoever was beside you, whoever loved you, say, I love you now, because tomorrow is never promised. Ask me today one of the most important messages that I'd like to tell you. Say, Nanay, Tatay, thank you. And say it now, because tomorrow is not promised. If you have a guardian, if you have a sister, if you have a teacher you want to say thank you to, say it. Say, I love you now, because tomorrow is not promised. We've been saying that it took a lot of hard work to get to where you are. But you know you didn't do it alone. Nobody ever does it alone. Nobody does it alone. So whoever it was, or they were, who were with you in this journey, in this continuing journey, say, I love you. Say, I love you. Yana Nanay is 90. She is in a bed that looks like one of those beds in hospitals. Dinhi burunggan, diri kami hiarahan I love you, kay ang amon conception was that I love you kadang mga rigula. Ngan diri kami nag-i-express kay nasiring man, maarang naman ito. But I'd like you to change that habit now. Say it. Say it. Express it. Say, I love you, Nanay. And that's what I do today, every day of my life when I wake up. I go to my 90-year-old mother with dementia, and I say, Nanay, I love you. And that's how I move forward. That's how I move on. I have another story for you. This one is the story of the great Maya Angelou, the great poetess. Sa kadlaw, Maya Angelou wanted to actually die by suicide. She was hopeless and helpless. And she didn't know what to do. She went to a friend and said, I'm dying. I'm dying and I'm going crazy. Ano it akong pagbubuhaton? What do I do? Siringhan niya sangkay, yanin yellow pad, and here's a pen. Write down all the things that you're grateful for. Sabi ni Maya Angelou, are you crazy? I am going crazy. I'm dying, and you're giving me paper and pen to thank people I'm supposed to be thanking. Sabi niya, friend, go ahead, just write. Write the names of the people. Write the names of the people you want to thank. And if not, say thank you. Thank you that you can hear. That there are millions of other people in the world who cannot hear the voices of others, the voices of the kids, and the chirping of the birds. Say thank you that you can see. As millions of other people in the world cannot see the beauty of the world, cannot see the faces of the loved ones. Say thank you because you can write. As others in many parts of the world cannot even write their name. Say thank you because you can read. Say thank you that you can hear me. Say thank you because you can say thank you. She stood motionless for a number of minutes and realized that yes, when you express your gratitude, you open yourself to more spaces for more blessings. And she started to write, thank you that I can breathe. Thank you that I graduated. Thank you naiinitan ako because that means I'm still alive. Thank you, Boy ABUNDA speaking, because it was meant to be here. Thank you to my alma mater. Thank you for everything that's happening. And Maya Angelou would say in her life much later, say thank you, because that is the language of the divine. It is the line that you say in the presence of God. What do you say in the presence of God? You say those words, thank you. There are other stories I'd like to share with you, but I'd like to tell you some snippets of my story. Alam niyo ho, nung ako'y nag-uumpisa sa telebisyon, I have this friend who is one of the most powerful men in show business, or in the business of show and the celebrity business. I was already doing consulting jobs for companies. I was sitting in the board of consultants of GMA 7, and my job was basically just to do commentary, assessment, examination of what was happening in the entertainment business. One day, of course, the great Bobby Barrero, who's now with ABS-CBN, said, "Why don't you do television? Why don't you become a talent? Why don't you do a job on cam?" One of my friends said, "Boy, if I were you, I wouldn't do television." No, it's not for you. One day you're going to be president of your own marketing firm. One day you're going to be president of your advertising agency. On-cam work is not for you. Sabi ko kay Ano, why can't I do television work? He gave me 3 reasons. Sabi na, number 1, hindi ka masyadong kagandahan. Totoo po yun. Hindi raw ako masyadong kagandahan. Of course, it was euphemistic. It was a euphemism for saying, pangit ka eh. Number 2, sabi niya, you're gay. In the industry, during that time, hindi pa ganun ka-empowered ang LGBT community. Sabi niya, you're supposed to be punchlines. You know, when you want a lighter moment, you want a joke, pinapalo at pinabatukan ang gay, and people laugh. Number 3, sabi niya, I'm really sorry, but you have an accent. So what I waray ako. Because for the longest time, I wouldn't open my mouth. I was so insecure about my being waray. An E nagiging E, an O nagiging O, at pinagtatawanan ako sa Maynila. You have that experience. So I wouldn't open my mouth. At the Ateneo de Manila University, nung ako'y first year college, I wouldn't participate in class because I was just so afraid to commit mistakes ng aking E, O, U, E, I, tapos binubuli ka. I was so afraid to talk. I was so afraid to talk. So, I was gay, I was not beautiful enough, and I was waray. As a matter of fact, at one point, I wrote nanay a letter, and I said, "Nay, bakit pa tayo matigas ang accent?" Sabi ng nanay ko, ayaw na lahiton kay ikita, itaton mga ninuno, mga Germans. Oo. Nanay was a funny woman. Sabi, ayaw ito pinanginano, basta pagyakan na lang kung amo yung karuya. I later realized that we're quick to judge, that you have to pronounce words correctly, that the words are more important than what the heart says, and we're slowly changing that. Sabi ko, how can I be defined by my accent? How can I be defined by my beauty? Sabi ko nga doon sa kaibigan ko, hindi mo lang nakikita ang ganda ko, and I'm sorry. How can I be defined? How can I be defined by being gay? Sabi ko, I told my friend, what if I use your 3 points to make it on television? If I work hard, you know, and that's the reason why when I was doing the buzz sa GMA 7, I moved to ABS-CBN in 1999. And I remember after my first episode of the buzz, I went to Freddie Garcia, president of ABS-CBN, and I said, "Freddie, you have to give me a conversation show." Freddie used to be with GMA 7, also moved to ABS-CBN. Sabi niya, bakit? Because I want people to know that I can speak. I want people to know I can do interviews. I want people to know that I can do movie stars, I can do politicians, and I can do political scientists. That was the beginning of private conversations, which became the bottom line today. Sometimes you ask for what you deserve. In 2012, I won as Best Host and Best Show in the Asian Television Awards. That's a big thing for us. That's the Oscars and that's the Academy in Asia. When I went back to my room, I saw a bouquet of flowers. And the note made me cry. And it said, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry to have said what I said, and I'm just so proud of you." That came from my friend who said I shouldn't do television. And I was living a life in full circle. Why am I telling you this story? Because I want to let you know that nobody has the right to define who you are. I am telling you this story because no one has a right to define your mind. Nobody has a right to define your heart. Nobody can stop you from succeeding. Nobody can stop you from loving. And nobody can stop you from celebrating, who you are at the core of that story. Every time I have a chance to say I am from Borongan, Eastern Samar, I say it with pride. I was very new at the Ateneo. Pag tumatayo ako pag umpisang semester, and I would say, my name is Boy ABUNDA, EUGENIO ABUNDA Jr. I come from Borongan, Eastern Samar. I would see my classmates, Sandal. That's okay. That's okay. Time will come when they will say, that boy comes from a place called Borongan. One day they're going to say, nanggaling yan sa St. Paul. Because that core opera calls it the whisper. Listen to that whisper. Listen to that core. Listen to that heart. That's your story. That's your story. Do not go away from that truth. Because whatever you do in life, failures, successes, for as long as you are true to your core, you will survive anything. So proudly say it. Anakong tatay kong doktor, anakong nanay teacher, pobrihanon kami. I had so much reason to succeed. I had no other way but to move forward. Always operate, always move from the point of strength. In the university when I teach, some students would say, Sir, hindi ako nagbabagsak. I'm sorry to the teachers. But in my classes, I don't fail anyone. I only have one requirement. I want my students to participate. I want my students to speak up. I want my students studying and talking and, I'm in communications. Pero, like my last class, I started with about 30. I ended my class with about 3. Talk to them. Bakit hindi kayo nagpa-participate, sir? Pangit ho ang aking buhok. Sir, etc. Hindi ako makapronounce ng maayos. Do you know that Coco Martin lisps? Do you know that he cannot even pronounce his R? But Coco Martin is one of the greatest actors in Philippine cinema. Do not operate from the point of limitation. Go and dream and use the infinite possibilities of dreaming. Nag-dream ka na, may limitasyon na. Ayaw God, ibigan lang, kauray taman. Don't operate from the point of waray. Operate from the point of meron. What is it that you have that can make you move forward? It's in the book of Anderson Cooper, Dispatches from the Edge. The most important lesson we learn from sharks, mga pating, is for them to survive, is for them to swim forward. You have to move on, move forward, never look back. Lalo na when you're moving forward and you're moving on with a purpose. With a purpose. And I discovered much later, I had no dreams of becoming a television talk show host. I had no dreams of becoming, a part of the celebrity business. I didn't have those dreams. But God had bigger dreams for me. I simply cooperated. Sabi ko nga, ang baon ko lang yung pagiging Bisaya ko. Ang baon ko lang yung pagiging anak ng nanay ko. They are the center of my lives. I operated from a point of truth. Some of the most important lessons I learned from nanay, siring niya hanwaray, but it's better said in English. You are who you respond to. If somebody calls you tanga at lumingon ka, tanga ka. Pag hindi ka lumingon, hindi ka tanga. If somebody calls you a name and you turn your head, then you're being defined by that. So you are who you respond to. Pangalawa, sabi ng nanay, alam mo kung bakit ang lakas-lakas ng loob mo? I used to join declamation contest. I used to join oratorical contest. Marami ito si Judge de la Tara. You know why I was never afraid to lose? Because I had a mother who used to tell me, boy, even before a contest begins, you are my winner. Even before a contest begins, you are my winner. Kaya diri ako nahadlok. I'm never afraid to speak in front of people because I know that my mother will always say, you're the best. And you're the best. I've been through storms and sunny days. But I always say, whatever happens to me, I'm still work in progress. The journey continues. Successes and failures. But remember this. For as long as I know my way back home, I'm okay. And home is where the heart is. Home to me is Saman. Home to me is Borongan. And I shall be home. Para la mahinumduman natin, I started to talk about Confucius. The most important person in the world is the person in front of you. And if you can help, help. When? Now. Oprah says, dream. Dream infinitely. And make use of your dreams as a compass. Love. And say, I love you. Because tomorrow is not promised. And say thank you. Because it is the language of the divine. And I say, don't forget where you come from. Stick to your truth. Because you will survive. Whatever happens to you, know your way back home. Know your way back home. And don't be afraid. As a lawyer, as accountants, you will always be our winner. You will always make your school proud. And remember the power of the Spirit and the power of the words. Graduates, enjoy the journey. Write your stories. And do not ever, ever be afraid. Thank you.